Alright, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Mukar Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. On to the Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. It's a quick show through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Just watched the video of my elder Atazal Zadakba out here and about the Hebrews that were sold, the fine Hebrews, which the Hebrews is equivalent to Ebus, which is talking about the Hebrews that was for sale. And the first thing that came in my mind was I was thinking about the Willie Lynch letter and the significance of the effect of the Willie Lynch letter. So when the elder had did the show, which he proved it, how they took that pamphlet that said find Ebus for sale, and they switch it to put it Negroes for sale. So the Ebus are Israelites, Hebrew Israelites. Alright? So the cat's out the bag. Harry Kissinger had wrote a thing on that. So that, like the elder had said, the cat's out the bag. And I was thinking about, because it crossed my mind, with all these events that took place in 2020, from the plague, the financial crash, the martial law, and so forth, that the Lord uses men, and this is why I'm doing this. The Lord uses men, which we all know. But when you really honestly think about it, with the curses of Deuteronomy 28th chapter, and how those are the curses that the Lord say was going to happen unto us, but the Lord used men to enforce those curses on us. In other words, when you read this Willie Lynch letter, right, it works hand in hand with Deuteronomy 28th chapter. And it's not like they took the playbook from the scriptures. They probably did. How to treat you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But they took a playbook out of the whole entire scriptures, how to do all the wickedness that they're doing on the planet Earth. So when you sit there and think about, it was a movie I watched, and it was called Feral. You brothers should watch it. I'm gonna kind of spoil it, but it has significant impact to everything. It's a good movie with this guy. I forgot this guy's name, but it's called Feralty. Came out 2000. And in that movie, there was a particular guy, the father. He had two sons, and he was telling the sons they had a special job from God, and God chose them to go out there and kill demons. All right. One son believed completely, and another son didn't believe. So to make a long story short, one of the sons, the son that didn't believe, was mistreated because he didn't believe, ended up killing the father. All right. And the father told the other son, God told him to kill that son. All right. Because that son is a demon. So when you look at the full circle of things, the Lord created Jacob and Esau. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. I'm going to try to make this basic. I'm going to try to make this quick. I just want to hit a couple of points. Genesis 25 and 12. Slack it. Genesis 25 and 20. Yeah. And 20. It says, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethel of Syria of the Padanaram, the sister of Laban the Syrian. So he had his children at what this world would consider an old age, but he was still a young man, which is a whole nother story. Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren, meaning she couldn't have no children. The Lord was entreated of him. Rebekah, his wife, conceived. All right, this meaning she had seed. The Lord opened up her womb to receive the seed of Isaac. The children struggled together within her, and she said, "If it be so, why am I thus? If this is a blessing, why are my children fighting one another?" And we look up the word struggle, which did that before Apostles all did it. It means they was literally fighting, trying to kill each other off. It says, "And if so be, why am I thus?" And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, "Two nations are in thy womb, two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger." So the Lord gave Isaac the blueprint of the two characteristics of these particular babies. Right there. This small verse right here said a mouthful. Okay? They struggling. One is going to be stronger than the other, and the elder is going to serve the younger. So it's already been planned out. Okay? And it says, "And when her days would be fulfilled, when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment." Here comes the characteristics. And they called his name Esau, meaning wasted away is he. Esau. All right? That's a omen nomen, meaning wasted. So this man is the firstborn, was born to be. Already Lord told him the elder should serve the younger. All right? And the characteristics of him from the time that he was put on earth, Isaac called him Esau, wasted away is he. All right? Not knowing that was an omen nomen the whole time, that he was made to be put to death. All right? It says, "And after that came his brother, and his hand took hold of Esau hill," which is another significant part of the characteristic event. "And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare him." So he was 60 years old. All right. So when Jacob came out, he held the hill of Esau, which is the symbolic of him taking down Esau. So these are the characteristics of these men. Like it says in Let me get the blessing real quick. Genesis 25. Matter of fact, I'm just going to Esau's blessing, because it's very important. It says, "And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father, and bless me, even me also, O my father?" And Esau wept. Esau lifted up his voice and wept, Salakia. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, "Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above." So this current kingdom was meant for him. Okay? This is the character. These are the script was already written, how they was gonna be. It was already told. It was foretold how the events was gonna play out. Now the events are being played out. All right? But here's the point. "And by thy sword shalt thou live," which is what? Esau is a bloody man. All right? And shall serve thy brother. Did not the Lord say that he was going to serve his brother? The elder shall serve the younger. So these are the things that the Lord put in play. So all things that was written was for everybody to play it out. That's all it was. It was already written. So now I'm going to go to Romans 9th chapter, just to the point. 9 and 13. "And as it was written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated." So this is the Most High saying that. "What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? The Most High forbid. For he saved." No, matter of fact, I was supposed to go up. Verse 11, Slakia. For the children being not yet born, neither have done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High, according to election, might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth, of the Most High. The Most High, Yahweh, is the one that put everything in play. So now everything just have to play out. That's why I brought that movie on Fertility. Like I said, y'all brothers y'all need to watch it. It's a good movie. All right. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. And as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Now it gets to the Willie Lynch letter. Matter of fact, let me go one more scripture. Proverbs. No, I'm sorry, not Proverbs. Yeah, it's Psalms 17 and 11, I think. No, it's 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him. Cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. So the Lord uses vessels on earth to punish other vessels. So Esau had to play out the things that he was supposed to play out. By the sword, he was supposed to be the wicked. That he was supposed to be the hated. All right? These are the characteristics that the Lord had put in play for him. Here's the point. From men which are thy hand, O Lord, from the men of the world, which have the portion in this life, whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasures. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance till they babes. So it's the Lord's sword is men on earth. So this is why this particular thing is so significant. The Willie Lynch letter, the making of a slave. I'm gonna jump down because it gets to the point. It's supposed to be about an individual man that was in a Caribbean island, which I'm gonna rough draft because I'm trying to make this short. And he gave them the best way how to make a generational slave. Okay, so and then here's the point. So I'm gonna read the ones in the bold letters. It says, I have a foolproof method for controlling your black slaves. I guarantee every one of you that if instilled correctly, it will control slaves for at least 300 years. My method is simple. Any member of your family or your overseer can use it, and I will outline a number of difference among the slaves, and I will take these differences and make them bigger. I'll use fear, distrust, and envy for control purpose. This method have worked on my modest plantation in the West Indies, and it will work throughout the South. Take this simple little list of differences and think about them. On top of my list is age, but it is their only only because it starts with a. The second is color or shade. There is intelligence, size, sex, sizes of plantation, status on plantation, attitude of owner. So this is the method of division. So might I add, you have a people that was forced out of their homes, taken by force, and by force they was raped and robbed of everything, their family, their structure, who they are, and so forth. And it was all a method to maintain Jake, all right, to maintain them. It says, like I said, I'm gonna read the bold letter. It says, distrust is stronger than trust, and envy stronger than adulation, respect, and admiration. Keep going. It says, hundreds of years, maybe thousands. Don't forget, you must pitch the old black male versus the young black male, and the young black male against the old black male. You must use dark-skinned slaves versus light-skinned slaves, and light-skinned slaves versus dark-skinned slaves. You must use females versus male, and male versus female. You get the formula that's being broadcast right now? It's to this day, this formula is being played out. It's gotten to the point they don't have to enforce it. All right? What do they use? They use music. They use television. They use all types of devices to enforce this particular method of getting the minds of the people. All right? It says, but is increased that your slaves trust and depend on us. Esau has a way of, you need approval. All right? They want you to like, they have to approve the things of them. They must approve everything. So a so-called black man, a black woman must get the okay, must feel satisfied when they get a pat on the back, good job, and so forth. That's the mindset of a slave, man. All right? And it says, like I said, the bold letters. If used intensively for 1 year, the slaves themselves will remain perpetual distrust. Thank you, gentlemen. Let's make a slave. So now I'm going to jump down. Now I'm going to go to Deuteronomy 28 chapter. I'm going to end it off on this because we did shows like this a long time ago, but it's significant how it's being played out to this day. Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So all these curses from 15 on down, it was supposed to come on the Lord's chosen people. All right? The Lord's chosen people, Yasha Allah, he's the prince of the power, was supposed to be met with a lot of adverses, not just curses, man. No matter what you did, how you did it. Now, people think a curse as, like a witch doctor and so forth. No, the curses was the Lord using a man to enforce these things. So that's is why this next verse said, curse shall thou be in the city, and curse shall thou be in the field. So no matter where you go in the planet Earth, because the field represents the earth, no matter where you go in the world, you will always have somebody to enforce unrighteous rules over you. No matter what you touch, people will treat you like shit. This is the Lord using vessels to do that. All right? But I'm going to jump down because, like I said, this is it's been touched already. Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. So we will have children and they will be taken. All right? They will write laws in the books if your child is mistreated or you can't do this to your children. Well, let's go to slavery. They will just literally take your children from you and there's nothing you can do about it. You'll get whipped. The overseers would see that. So it got to the point where the mother, all right, of that child, of a boy, especially a male, would hold on to her and make sure he doesn't rebel against a slave master. Because what did the Willie Lynch letter said? They had to trust him. Not to trust one another, which that goes into, which is also part of the curses, not to trust one another, all right? And to trust them. It says, that thy sons and thy daughters shall be given to another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. And there was no might in their hand. They couldn't fight back. They were stripped of everything. And he was reminded that you was stripped of everything. All right? Let me jump down to the main thing like I wanted to get to. Deuteronomy 28, and 54. It So the man that is tender among you, that doesn't mean that man was soft, that he had compassion towards his brother. All right? A man that trusts, like, are we in the same predicament? Okay? A man that look like he'll look out for a brother. All right? So the man that is tender among you and very delicate, that doesn't mean that he was soft. That means that he had compassion and so forth. His eye shall be evil towards his brother. So he will look at his brother, a man that may be light-skinned, a man that's a house Negro, okay? And he getting special privileges. And he will feel a certain way about that. To the point where when he sees another man that look like him, who might have better hair because you was taught if your hair curls up, that's nappy. You was taught that if you had a broader nose, that makes you ugly. All right? He would look at another one like himself, and he wants to kill that other one. And that was an enforcement by Esau's system. That's why you have hip-hop, especially in the 1990s, when it changes the course of hip-hop. Because the hip-hop was all about uniting one another, about great music, all right, about oppression and so forth. And they took that. You have a Public Enemy, KRS-One. You had all these guys that was talking about something, and they took something that was positive, of breakdancing and so forth, of self-destruction and all this, and then they made it to a terminology where everybody was a gangster, selling drugs and killing one another, killing niggas left and right. All right? That was an enforcement, an enchantment to continuously push that Willie Lynch philosophy, man. So Esau is that man that literally pushed these curses on the nation of Israel, man. All right? He says, and towards the wife of his bosom, and that she purposely took the man out the household, or raped the man, or did something to the man when the man had no power, and make him weak in front of his woman, and his woman turning against him. And the woman, which it tells you, I'm gonna read on, it says, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Oh, that's another thing in the 1940s, 50s, where jobs were scarce, so a man had to leave his household post-slavery, had to leave his household, go into another town, go somewhere else, leave his wife and children to go for work somewhere else. So he never spent time with his family. And that notion of Papa wasn't home, Papa was a Rolling Stone, and a man is only supposed to have one woman, that was enforcing the mind of the people. And would led to what? The confusion. All right, now I'm going to jump down to the woman. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set her sole of her foot upon the ground for delicacy and tenderness, her eye shall be evil towards her husband, and her bosom towards her son and towards her daughter. So this man brought nothing but confusion, and kept that confusion and kept that thing going, man. And that's why I sat there, I was thinking about, yo, this man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. The Lord used that vessel to enforce certain things. And the product, if you don't believe what I'm saying, say, nah, that's just niggas being niggas, you know? If you don't believe what I'm saying, look at last year as a example of all the shit that just took place from this false pandemic, for the martial law, for the famine, for the farmers being ordered to get rid of all the food, the HART program, where earthquakes around the world, when you had stronger storms throughout the world. This man is the vessel that the Lord is using to bring all types of trouble to the whole entire planet Earth, especially what he did unto us. Okay? Matter of fact, I'm going to end it off on this. Jeremiah 17:4. And thou shalt, even thyself shalt discontinue from thy heritage. And how did he do it? By taking away our whole entire persons, taking out history, taking out culture, taking out land, all right, giving us another name. This man enforced the curses on us, man. This is why we must hate him. That's why when I remember when Apostle Torah said it long ago, and we accepted it, you know. But some probably guys that's not amongst us, they probably didn't accept it. You always got that one guy in the crowd that is disappointed at something. He's bitching and complaining. But Apostle Torah told us, if you get a splitter in your feet, blame Esau. Anything that goes wrong in your life, blame Esau. And we knew exactly what he meant. And a lot of people, I believe he said it in a video one time, and a lot of people don't understand what he meant, what he said. Of course you have to blame Esau. The Lord used Esau to bring all these troubles, man. Esau is here to enforce the troubles. He's the overseer of our problems, man. All right? He enforces our problems on us. He makes sure, he ensures that you have a terrible day, that your experience don't go well. Matter of fact, the scripture does say he does not rest until he think of some mischievous way, roughly paraphrasing it, a mischievous thought that comes to his mind to make our life miserable. He finds ways to oppress us. He finds ways to make our life a living hell. All right? So, of course, we must blame our enemy, man. All right? It's bad enough he put us in a predicament. And then once a man tries to get out that predicament or gain confidence of himself, what does he do? He takes that person out of that picture to keep us more confused. So yeah, he is the problem. He is the one that made us, help us discontinue from our heritage. It says, and I give thee, that I given thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For you have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. For that means for a period of time. So the Lord used Esau as just that. He just used him. That's why Esau, no matter what Esau says and done, he can't say he never did nothing, because the Lord allowed it to happen. All right? It's just that he allowed it to happen to a certain period of time, and he just allowed him to go. And he just ran with it. So now he has to pay. So with that being said, Salak, I know it's kind of long, but it's a deep subject. That being said, shalom to the elected nation Israel. Shalom.